Lane bordered by hedgerows. She clutches her green wool coat. Her red scarf trails in the wind. A beam of sunlight flashes between the low running clouds and horizon. Like a spotlight, it bathes the girl in roadway in yellow colors. She turns to see Old Soul magically change her breath into a long golden cloud. Margaret thinks to herself, I'm happy to see the sun even if it is cold. Over the past few months, she's seen only gray clouds and frost. The north wind nips at her cheeks, but this bundled girl knows that it will soon turn warm in the afternoons. She pulls her scarf tighter and trudges against the wind. Margaret's primary school is over a mile away from her farmhouse. Only 23 children attend the two-room school. She tugs on the single shoulder strap to her book bag, and hurries along the paved lane. I must not be late again. But Margaret soon stops to catch her breath on a high road bend. She smiles at the flat fields, pastures, and distant rolling hills. Her gaze is drawn to a broad, funnel-shaped hill about 2 miles away. It's almost a perfect cone. She remembers her grandfather saying, ancient peoples built the 12-story high mound like a step layer cake. Hundreds of men hauled dirt up the hill by hand to each layer. Later they covered the smooth hill with crushed white chalk. When finished, the gleaming cone monument was as grand as any Egyptian pyramid. 4,000 years ago, it was known as Silvery Hill because the chalk made it glow in the moonlight. It was said to be one of the many hill forts in the area. These early people channeled water from River Kennet to build a moat around the base. Their watery ditch later turned into willow bog, and the old fort became neglected and overgrown. Now the hill is called Old Bailey Hill, but most people call it Fairy Hill. It's supposed to be inhabited by a band of little people, fairies, pixies, elves, and other such nonsense. I don't believe in fairy tales. That's for much younger children, Margaret scoffs. But something is particularly odd about this distant mountain today. While all the other winter vegetation is brown and withered, this hill is always green, like early spring. When Margaret stops again, she is surprised to see puffs of steam coming from the very top. This hill looks like it's breathing. White clouds pause like an inhalation, and then blow out like an exhalation. A sunbeam causes each separate cloud to turn golden for a moment. Somebody give me a timeline.
Oh, you got a minute left.
Must be the steak and kidney pie we had for dinner last night, she thought. Margaret catches something move out of the corner of her eye. A large brown mouse is running for its life. For the faintest moment, Margaret thinks she sees a small person clinging to the mouse's back. Then a black cat bursts out of the hedge, running close behind. Just as the cat is about to trap the mouse against the stump, Margaret yells, "You mangy cat, leave that mouse alone," and she throws a stone to distract it. Bending over and pointing her finger at the arching cat, she yells, "You better get out of here." But the cat hisses, spins around, and rakes her finger with its sharp claws. Margaret screams, "Yow!" In that instant, a brown sparrow lands on the stump, and the pixie jumps on its back. The mouse slips into the hedgerow, and the bird darts into the air, just beyond the cat's outstretched claws. Margaret looks up to see a white garment flutter on the sparrow's back. But when she looks down, the black cat seems to shimmer, fade, and then vanish against the thick hedgerow. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. The two cuts on Margaret's index finger begin to burn white hot like she's touched a candle's flame. Her finger swells twice its size in seconds. The mouse, the bird, the cat all flee from her thoughts.
Okay.
Is it 5?
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.